Hey, what's going on guys? Mark back in the harbour in Alderney on Mark's Aquatics. Right, today we're going to go out with my dad. Here's my dad. Alright guys.
Don't forget to subscribe to Mark's Aquatics.
Hey, that's the way, he knows what he's talking about. There's a clever guy there. Subscribe to Mark's Aquatics like he said. Sure would appreciate that. Thanks very much. Right, there's the old sea mist down there. Dad's just getting the dinghy sorted out and going down the ladder. Look at that. Still as fit as a fiddle at his age. It's all this fishing he's done over the years, that's what it is. There's the old sea mist there. We've still got that one long pot on board. We're going to put that out at some point, but we're going to go and pull these. It's just me and Dad today, so we're going to go out and we're going to pull them pots. So when we get out in the boat, I'll press play again and we can and you can join us along on our little way. Right guys, we're on the boat. Take all the ropes off. Right, that's that one just hung on there now. Now, we've got to go down the back. Oh, he's got the fishing rods out. Excellent stuff. What's happening in here, Skipper? Got the engine all running. We're going to take the stern lines off. One each side. Keeps it nice and level in the harbour. And then we'll be shooting off out. That's it, get the old radio going. Get the old nav man fired up, the old fish tracker there. Right, there you go, that's the old GPS and the plotter all fired up. Right Skipper, full of stern I think. Let's get these ropes off.
Okay.
Hey, look at that. Get that one off, and then once they're on, I'll go and take the bow line off then. Pull that off. Give that one, we can pull ourselves out. Back up the front. Chuck this one over the side. Yeah. We are. Okay, just pull it on out a little bit there, just to make sure that we clear the mooring lines before we kick the engine into gear, because we don't want one of those around the old propeller. It's a bit windy today. We're nice and sheltered in the harbour here today, and we should be sheltered out in the bay, but around the end of the old Victorian breakwater. That's an old Victorian fort, that is, you can see up there. And as we go out, you'll see, I'll show you that old Victorian wall, and it protects the island from a lot of heavy seas. Right guys, there's the old Victorian fort. Beautifully built. I worked in there for a number of years, and we did all the sea defence work on the breakwater, which goes out quite a long old ways, and we used to have to do all the pointing in amongst the brickwork. You can see the new sections here. I'll just zoom in. Some of the lighter sections on the top there were a load of the last storm that we had took a big piece of that away at the top there, so they've got a team of guys working on it religiously now, all the time, making sure it's up to speed, because we get some very, very big swells come in, and without that harbour wall there, we wouldn't have a harbour for very long. Everyone's out in their little sailing boats today. All the kids are practicing on their little boats, their little mirror dinghies, learning their skills. Hello! Nice, everyone's always happy. Look at that guy go there, look, flying along. Lovely to see it. Got the rescue boat over there, that little dinghy, making sure if anyone capsizes, they can quickly go and right their boats and get them back aboard. So there you go, there's the big old breakwater, goes all the way out. And when we get a little bit further out, you'll see the swells that come around the end. This is not a very moody day today at all. It's going to be quite calm inside the harbour here. The wind's blown the waves quite flat today. But it's a nice day for sailing. Plenty of wind and not very rough. So I'll get back to you guys when we clear the end of the wall, and I'll show you some of the rougher water at the back. Some beautiful boats in the harbour. If only I had millions. I think we all wish that. Lovely rib there. That'd be a nice one to shoot across the Cherbourg or Dillet for a nice little day trip with the family. That one would be even nicer. Some of the yachts are getting ready to go out, or they're looking for moorings. Nearly the end of the wall now. There's one of the local fishing boys coming in. They don't look very happy. Then maybe they didn't catch very much. Oh well, there you go, guys. We're a little bit, you can see it's a little bit more moody on the outside of the breakwater there compared to the inside. Now, why it boils up like that on the end is because many moons ago the breakwater was actually a little bit longer than you can see today. So there's a big submerged part across here called the sunken end, and so these swells then they build up and they bank up over the top. They hit that raised wall of water there, and then they raise the waves up, and it gets a lot rougher at the end here. As you can see, as you go along, we've got a nice calm bit along here, but as you go out it jacks it right up, and you get some lovely big old swells, see, coming off of that sunken end, which can be a bit spooky for some people. Right, we found the buoy that we threw away yesterday. It's not a fantastic place here, but there's a lot of little boats at the moment fishing everywhere, so we couldn't put the pots where we wanted to. You can see that little white buoy which is heading towards you. That's what I've got a gaff in a minute. I'll just move out the way so the skipper can see the pot. Just give him a little point to where it is. He's got them. There you go, a one-handed gaff. Right, I'm going to pass this over to Dad now. There you go, mate. Just a little bit nice and light on each side. I'll start pulling away. Like a machine. Grabbing that one. This'll keep you fit. Here's number 2. Oh, lovely. We got a lobster. Oh. Where is he? Right, there you go. Well, we're getting a bit close to the rock, so there's the old lobster on the deck. Look at that chap. He's a nice one. Nice crab as well. You've got to move them away because they will smash each other up. This guy's only got one claw, but he's not a bad size. Not a bad size at all. And we've got lots of other creepy and crawlies. Look at all those guys in there, look. Spider crabs. I'll have one of those out in a minute. Lots of crab. The baits are quite good in there still when we put them in yesterday. I think what I'll do is I'll just take a few crab out and different things, and I'll show you what we've got there. Oh well guys, there you go, that's what we caught in those two pots. Most of them are going back. I think we're going to keep one crab out of that lot, that big one there, and that lobster, which my dad will take home for his tea. That's a nice sized one, but all the rest are going to go back into the sea. But I just put them in there to show you. We've got spider crabs here, which are the old spiky ones, and we've got the edible crabs, as we call them, shankers, or the light brown ones. What we're going to do now, rebaited the pots, and we're going to throw them back in again. But I'm going to come off camera now because we've got a bit of a nasty little squall coming towards us here, so we're going to have to be careful. It's going to pour with rain, and I'll get back to you guys in a bit, okay? Hello seagulls! Ah well, that's it guys, we're coming back in, we've set the pots, we've got the French lifeboat there as well with our one. I think they're having some kind of RNLI sale today, so I think they've brought the boats up alongside, so the public can go aboard them, see how they're all kitted out, have a chat with the crews, and there's the old Phil over there. He's I'm not sure if he's the coxswain of the lifeboat, but good gang of guys, they do a fantastic job. Anyway, back in the harbour for us, yeah, that's what they've done, they're having an open day for the public. Look at that. Back in the harbour time for us, cup of tea I think. Back in the harbour, a lot calmer in here. And that's where we're going to moor up. Oh well, there you go guys, a beautiful day on the boat and a lovely meal to come home to. 2 crab we kept and that nice lobster. I've cooked them all up, all looking lovely. Bit of French bread. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, these last few videos that I've done with catching things, but like I've said in a couple of comments, it's a small island and a lot of us over here grew up catching, and our parents and grandparents had to use the sea as a means of food and a source of income. And like I say, I'm an ex-fisherman myself. And it's one of the things that we've done to survive in a small island with a population of 2,000 people, and fishing's a huge, or used to be a huge part of the industry here. So I'm going to enjoy this, guys. Like I said before, you know, if you see a couple of things on there that you're not sure about, if it's going to be catching fish or anything like that, I did put fishing with a GoPro, so it means I was fishing. So if I've upset anybody, I do apologise, but I'll be back in the shed before no time at all, breeding more fish for you guys. So as always, you're all stars, look after yourselves, and I'll see you on the next episode of Mark's Aquatics. Bye for now.
Just me and my guitar.